Today, emails from the Consulate Part 2, reaction feedback from Dr. Meschino Domenico here. Two analogies that makes you see the absurdity of this law, of this interpretation of the law. Let's say you legislate going back and remove a child that was working a factory in 1905, 1908, 1914. He was working a factory, child labor, and you remove his diploma, fifth grade diploma, because he was working in a factory and it can do both. So 2024, you remove a diploma child that was working in a factory from the past. It's being removed by a 2024 High Court ruling. Number two, 1920s, an African American family, a Black American family, attended a segregated school in 1920s. And now in 2024, the descendants, like in this case, dual citizenship, the descendants have the right based on their ancestors. Now the descendants cannot apply to a school because the segregation laws in 1920s would not permit that, will not allow that. Could you see the absurdity of from 2024 going back, which is the law never goes back. So this is a really unique area of the constitutional law. I'm a political science. I'm not an attorney. I'm a political scientist. I talk to attorney. I was talking to an attorney all afternoon. My Italian collaborating attorneys. You're going back. That's the only area that you can go back with the law and legislate about the past. And now you have the chance to do that. You take that chance and remove a right to a minor, upholding a 1912 law, sending this email. Couldn't believe it was a 1912 law. So we're talking to 1,000 Italian Americans, official government. I love consulates. I like the consul generals, but this is just a bad interpretation. Okay, but that's not a good email. Let me say that. That's not a good email because it says 1912. 1912. It's 2024, for God's sake. 110 years later, 112 years later, it's a different world. It's a different world. You can now send this email to thousands of people saying we are upholding a 1912 law and we're taking your ancestor, your grandfather, your parents' right as a minor, as a babe minor, we take it away. So now you, descendants, you cannot do that because the 1912 law say that. So, anyways, let me do one more video, then we're going to move on. I know this is temporary. The Cassazione is going to come together in a full session soon. They're talking about weeks. They have to correct this. I mean, this is going to probably be viral, go famous. Unfortunately, hopefully they can get back and recall this interpretation. And we'll see what the law is. I mean, there are solutions to remove the backlogs, legislate 1948, standby list at the U.S. consulates, eliminates all the bypass programs, applications through the court. There's many solutions, but you cannot solve a problem by removing the rights minors in 2024. The Constitution, 1948, European Court of Justice, the United Nations, those are protected. Those are protected figures. And it looks bad. It looks mean, too. It looks bad. It's bad. It looks terrible. It's morally, ethically wrong. I mean, no, that was not his intention. The minor didn't have no intention, no explicit intention of losing his citizenship because he had no control of what his parents were doing. That's what Cassazione said, one of the ordinance. Check my older video. They say that citizenship cannot be lost by non-explicit will, by a passive. It has to be an active. She want to ask you if you want to say it. Hey, I want to lose my citizenship. I want to get rid of it. I want to keep only the American, the Argentinian, the Venezuelan, and so forth. So the Constitution is it kind of contradicts itself. It'll be fixed. The parliament should keep the dual citizenship law in Italy because it brings Money, it brings people, good people in Italy, with family ties, finances, business, ideas, share of cultures. It's all beneficial for everyone. So stay tuned. It's interesting. At least we learn about constitutional law and nations and history, so forth.